Hey everyone, so today we're going to analyse a hand that came from a session a few days ago. The session was a pretty bad losing session. I kind of just wanted to look over it. I know for a fact that my showdown line was terrible that day. Just couldn't win hands at showdown no matter what. I got cooled a lot, blah blah blah, but that doesn't really matter. Like, I just want to analyse a lot of hands anyway. It's just a good thing to do, and you should generally be doing it. If you have the stuff like this going, then you should use it. Anyway, pre-flop pretty standard, easy peasy. Not going to talk about that. We raise, he calls. Flop, okay, first decision here. We get checked to, and we decide to check back, which in hindsight I don't like. A lot of his hands that he's going to want to call with pre-flop, like just calling hands that are nice for him to flat with, are going to be hands like Queen Jack and Jack 9. Things like that are going to be in his range, and we definitely have, pretty ideal blockers to that. Yes, it would be lovely if the deuce was a deuce of hearts, give us a bit more backdoor equity, but we don't have that. I still think it's a bet here with our blockers. But we decide to check back, and it comes a 10 of hearts on the turn. Villain leads about 2/3 pot, and we decide to call. So this is the first this is another decision here, and do we raise or do we call? Definitely not folding. We get an okay price. I don't like to raise here. We're repping like a set of 10s, which fair enough we can definitely have. We can definitely have a set of 10s for sure, but I don't think we're going to get much credit. It's like that or possibly Jack 10, because we can sometimes check back Jack 10 on the flop, but it's fine, we decide to bet it. We can also bet Jack 10 as well, because we still have a lot of under pairs to the Jack you can still check call with, but it's we still do get some calls from worse. And you can have Jack 9 as well. Sometimes you can even have Jack 8. There are even worse Jacks you can have occasionally, and some flush draws and whatnot. But we can check back Jack 10 sometimes, but we can have it. So we're repping Jack 10 or 10s, and with an open ended here, given that he led out, he can also have Jack 10. And well, basically, I just think, given that we have a nice little draw here in position, we're getting an okay-ish price. I think we could just go for the call. I don't think we rep as much on the turn by raising. But here's the real decision on the river. I say the real one. It's the one that's I'm most interested in. Villain bets. So we have three options. When I first analysed this, I thought, well, hierarchy of best to worst things to do would be, firstly, fold. Second would be to raise. Third would be to call. I'm not so sure about that now, though. I'm not quite as in agreement with my first thoughts. We decided to go for the raise here. So firstly, I'd like to say I'm happy with the fact that, I'm going for it in spots like this. I probably wasn't in the past. I'm thinking about my blockers. I'm thinking about trying to get him off, weak hands and shit. I just don't think this is the right spot, though. I don't think it's ever absolutely terrible. I just don't think that obviously my hand's winning. But all we're trying to get him off here is a hand like Queen Jack or King Jack, right? That's about it. So he's going to have every possible King Jack. So he's going to have, 12 combos? And Queen Jack, well, he's going to have, there's a Queen and a Jack out there, so he's going to have 9 at the most. And that's basically what we're trying to get him off. And, maybe he 3-bets those hands pre-flop. Maybe he 3-bets Queen. I don't know exactly. But we decided to go for the raise. I don't like this because we're mainly trying to get him off hands that are too strong to get him off. He has Jack 10, he has Jack 9, he has possibly even 9-10 here and there. If he decides to just lead the turn, he might have 9-10 of clubs more likely if it's 9-10. Well, he still has the other two pairs. Also Queen King. So we bet because we have a blocker to Queen King. We're just trying to rep straights and stuff like that if we can, given that we think we block some of his straights, and it's tough if he has, just a top pair. But there's so much good stuff he can have here. He can also have Queen King. There's still a full 12 combos of Queen King that he can have. I think he can have them all here. I don't know whether he calls or raises them pre-flop. People will do both here, and on the turn he's going to bet those as well, so that makes sense. And yeah, so I'm not too sure about this. I think all the combos of good two pairs. He has at least all combos of some of them, and some combos of the other one. Straights, yes. Well, he can even have hands like 8-7 of clubs here. Bet the turn with a gut shot and a flush draw, and then go for it. So me raising here, the flush draw missed. We're not really going to get credit for the flush draw anyway. It's not really the consideration because we didn't bet the flop. But he's actually more likely to have a flush draw. But even then, think about it. Well, this is why possibly calling could be slightly better. Hands like ace-4, ace-5 of clubs that might call pre-flop, we even beat those. Hands like, let's say, 8-9, that could bet the turn as a bluff. Well, we still beat that. But we don't really want to just be calling here, in general. I would prefer to just fold, in hindsight, calling and raising and kind of indecisive about which one would be better in those spots. But as I said, like a lot of his bluffs actually we beat anyway, so it's like outside of the bluffs when he's going for value here, it's just going to be too strong for us to fold out. That's the problem. It's really the main gist of it. And he can, like, even though we block Queen King, there's still full 12 combos of it out there. He can have every single one. So yeah, interesting hand though. Just wanted to put this out there, and it's kind of one of those when not to bluff spots. That's kind of why I'm going to name this video when not to bluff, or something along those lines. But thanks for watching, and I hope maybe other people can take things from this as well. This is mainly for me, but if other people can take things from this, cool. So yeah, we'll see you again